Hi there. My name is Raheem Sarcar. I'm a project manager and an entrepreneur. And yeah, I have my own software app that I'm trying to build. It's called Reward Camp. And I saw a nutritionist 2 years ago. My main doctor, he said, your cholesterol is kind of high. Um, and I have diabetes in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, like, you're showing pre-diabetes symptoms, so why don't you go see this nutritionist?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And where was the nutritionist, like in the States or?
yeah, this was in New York City. So he referred me to a nutritionist. So I went and set up an appointment. I went and saw her.
Mm-hmm. And how did it basically look like? Can you just walk me through how long have you been with the nutritionist and what did you need to do and just?
So I don't really go see her anymore, but we had 4 or 5 appointments, and basically it was the first time I went to her. I told her, this is what my doctor said, I should see you, help me reduce my cholesterol and all that, make sure my sugar level doesn't, whatever. So then, she kind of took a bunch of notes and she wrote down some stuff on a paper, and she said, try to follow this. And so I took a piece of paper and I really never followed it. It wasn't really, she was really nice. She was very knowledgeable, but I think the process was not good. I really didn't get any value out of it. And it was kind of hard to follow. There would be questions I would come up with, and then I wouldn't really have an answer. Basically, so yeah, I'm happy to answer more questions.
So have you been so you said that you didn't actually did you need to write the diary or something?
So she basically gave me some recipe ideas.
Okay.
And she wrote that down on this piece of paper, and she wrote down recipe ideas for 5 days of the week.
Mm-hmm. So it was a meal plan for you. She made a meal plan, right?
Yeah, she made a meal plan, and basically she was trying to get me to reduce my carbohydrate intake, and take more proteins and vegetables. And she asked me how my daily eating routine is. I said, I eat sandwiches for lunch because I work, and then in the evening I try to make whatever, and it's different. Sometimes I eat out. So she made a meal plan.
And you said you didn't follow it? I mean, why didn't you follow it? Would it be easier for you if you know that somebody's watching over you? Why didn't you just do it?
Well, number one, it was on a piece of paper. I have a hard time keeping track of piece of paper. I don't like paper. I end up throwing it away. So number one, it was a piece of paper. I'm not going to carry this paper everywhere I go with me. So that's number one. Number two, it was just so in a piece of paper you can only fit so many recipes, right? So there was 10 recipes. Well, I don't want to eat those 10 things all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I want to do something different. Sometimes I don't have time. So it was not the best ideal way to but I don't want to blame the paper. I also was not committed to it as much. I was just yeah, whatever. For me, if I had a place where I could go back anytime and look at it instead of a piece of paper, because I think I lost that paper within 2 days. And then if I had an app or something like that where I could go back to refer to what she wrote, and then if I could make adjustments, and if the app allowed me to communicate with her or whatever, every time I wanted to ask a question, I would have to set up an appointment. And if there was some way where maybe with an app you usually can look up many kinds of information. So I imagine if there's a way for me to look up other recipe ideas or something, that would be even more awesome. I know if I had an app that I could use to track my eating behavior and all that, I would be probably 100 times more likely to follow through, and we would probably still be working together.
So basically, if your nutritionist would have giving you the opportunity, like as a provider, to also provide you with like, okay, so let's use this application that we're gonna work over, and I can see your and I can like track your progress in real time, even though you're not. If you need to write a diary, or if you just like need to ask questions, I can give you feedback like in real time. Would you be interested in paying this nutritionist a bit more for her hour, like $5 to $10 more to this person, if you know that this app is something that is going to be alongside offered to you?
Yes, I would. Definitely, because actually the funny thing is, just this morning I downloaded an app to it's a free app, like it's just a mobile app, right? It's not like full web-based app and all that. But it just lets me log like calories and what I'm eating, and then there's another app that I've downloaded that you can use to scan a food, like the barcode packaging, and it tells you like whether it's good or bad, if it has saturated fats or non-fats, whatever.
So basically, she lost you as a client because she was not, she was A, manual, she used papers and didn't provide you with a good tool, and B, like she didn't offer you, within her service, she didn't offer you a good tool that you can use as a client so you can actually stay and work with her for a longer period of time.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't want to be totally even if she, at that stage in my life, I was really like in the mind frame, like I really don't need this, right? I don't need to go see a nutritionist. So if she had the app, I don't know if I would still have been committed. But right now, I'm actually like even more committed towards my health. And I'm actually looking to go back to my doctor and ask for go see a nutritionist. And I would much prefer to work with a nutritionist that has an app. I mean, I will not go to one that gives me paper-based directions, because this is stuff I have to follow every day, This is stuff week in, week out, I have to follow. And, even if she uses email, it would be better than paper. But what would be best is an app. I think we really need an app, because this is about changing behavior. Yeah. And if you track it and if you make it easy, then it's a little easier, because it's a difficult task.
So yeah, I've got a question. Like you said, that it's a change of behavior, which I completely agree with. And do you think that it would be, as a client, easier for you if you knew that your nutritionist was actually gives a damn about what is actually happening with you, and tries to actually build some kind of relationship with you, even for a small period of time, so you can actually go through this process of changing eating behaviors, which are not kind of easy, I know.
You know what? Actually, I never thought of a relationship with a nutritionist, but it makes sense, because this is not something that can change in one visit. It's not like a pill I just take and it's over. Yeah. It's an ongoing thing. So if I had a relationship with my nutritionist, that would be great.
Nutritionists are usually they have a lot of clients, and they just I don't want to connect with my clients. I don't have time for it. But if they did, I mean, a lot of other people that did testimonials said that they would be much more happier to actually come back and to refer this nutritionist, so that this person would have a lot more business, and it would just multiply. What do you think about that?
I 100% agree. I think I would definitely prefer to go to a nutritionist that use some kind of technology, not just any, but something easy. But also, I would probably work with that nutritionist and probably benefit more as a patient. I'd probably get more benefit. I'd probably have more success in following the nutrition plan.
Do you think that nutrition is and nutritionists are kind of important in today's world? Do you think nutrition is important?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of heart disease and diabetes, and these are all lifestyle-based diseases. If you follow a healthy lifestyle, you're going to be fine. If you don't, slowly you're just going to get sicker and sicker. And The thing with lifestyle diseases is you have to have that ongoing relationship to manage it, to have better results, and you have to follow a process, which is a better diet, a healthier diet, and
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah, what did you say? What would you say about like a nutritionist that says like, yeah, I don't want to, pay for technology because like, I'm going to, I just, my clients, I would need to pay a bit more to my clients, and I don't want to use technology, and they can, just take care of themselves. I'll do it the way that I feel it's more like easier for me. Because actually there are a lot of nutritionists that don't want to change their behaviors, and they think a lot about themselves more than their clients, which they're actually trying to help. I mean, I'm not there are nutritionists that are like completely, and dietitians that are completely great, but some they just don't want to use technology. Like,
I think, well, me personally, I would not go to a nutritionist that doesn't want to do those things. But in trying to understand it, maybe they think it's more, but in reality, I think it's less work, because instead of you can easily update your patients with new information. You're empowering them to do some of their own research. It's easier, and you're going to have a client for longer term, instead of just 1 or 2 visits or 3 visits. And you can take like normal people who are maybe not that motivated and give them an app, and your normal patient will become more motivated to follow the program that a nutritionist provides. I think I understand why they wouldn't want to do it, but the trend is everyone is using apps. Like there are, in a few years, the cars are going to have the apps. So that's what the global trend is. We're all buying stuff online. We're all using apps to do things. And so I think it would be just to their benefit and to their loss if they don't embrace that change.